Welcome back to our channel. A penny may be small, but it could lead to big opportunities. It's 1999, and as we stand on the edge of a new millennium, the world around us is buzzing with excitement. Technology is advancing at a rapid pace, and the future seems full of endless possibilities. But amid all the big changes, the rise of the internet, the dawn of the personal computer age, and the looming Y2K crisis, something as simple as a coin, a small piece of currency, remains steady, reliable, and ever-present in everyday life. In your pocket, you might find a coin that has been around for more than a century, the U.S. 1-cent penny. This little coin has seen more than its fair share of history, from its early days when it was first minted in the late 18th century, to the rise of Abraham Lincoln's image on the front. It's the penny, the most humble of American currency, and yet it holds a fascinating story of its own. The 1999 U.S. penny is a coin that, on the surface, may seem simple, but underneath, it holds so much more. It's part of the ongoing legacy of the U.S. Mint, and over time, it would become a key part of the numismatic community, revered by collectors for its history, its design, and, in some cases, its rarity and value. Today, we're going to dive deep into the story of the 1999 penny and discover how a seemingly small coin could be worth far more than its face value. First, let's take a look at the historical context of the 1999 penny. By this point in American history, the penny had been circulating for over 200 years, and the design had changed several times. But the 1999 penny still featured one of the most iconic designs in U.S. history, the image of President Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln had first appeared on the penny back in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of his birth, and since then, his likeness had remained on the coin. In 1999, this design would be used for the last time before the U.S. Mint began introducing the State Quarter series, but 1999 wasn't just another year for the penny. It was the end of an era in American coinage, as the U.S. Mint prepared for new designs and a new millennium. While the 1999 penny still bore the familiar image of Lincoln on the obverse, front, there was a special twist on the reverse, back, of the coin. To mark the end of the 20th century and to celebrate the century-long use of Lincoln's image on the penny, the U.S. Mint introduced a special reverse design for the penny, featuring a design commemorating Lincoln's early life. The new reverse design showed the famous log cabin that represented Lincoln's humble beginnings in a small cabin in Kentucky, where he was born. This design symbolized the story of a man who rose from poverty to become one of the greatest presidents in U.S. history. It's a powerful image, one that resonates with the American spirit of self-reliance and determination. This new reverse design would appear on all pennies minted in 1999, and it became an immediate hit with the public. The image of the log cabin on the back of the coin was a nostalgic nod to a simpler time, and it quickly became a symbol of the American dream. But beyond the design's emotional appeal, there was something else going on. This coin, though minted in large quantities, would soon become a subject of much debate in the world of coin collecting. Let's take a closer look at how the 1999 penny was minted. The U.S. Mint produced millions of these pennies in 1999, with coins struck at two locations, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Most of these coins were created using the standard composition of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, which had been used for pennies since 1982. This copper-plated zinc composition was cost-effective and helped keep the penny's value in line with inflation. The minting process itself was highly automated, with machines ensuring that each penny was struck with precision. However, like all mass-produced items, not every penny was identical. Over time, small variations in the manufacturing process began to create unique, sometimes rare, coins. This is where things get interesting for collectors. While most of the 1999 pennies entered circulation without fanfare, certain coins, due to their production process or rare minting errors, began to stand out. The 1999 penny is known for having some particularly noteworthy examples of these types of errors. For instance, one of the more interesting mistakes that collectors have sought after is the double die error. This occurs when the design is struck more than once during the minting process, resulting in a doubled image on the coin. A double die penny from 1999 is a rare find and can fetch a higher price at auction because of the error's rarity. The appeal of these error coins goes beyond just their rarity. They represent a small flaw in the minting process, a mistake that makes these coins unique and collectible. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that was created due to a mistake, something that wasn't supposed to happen, but did, making the coin far more valuable than the others produced that year. In addition to minting errors, the condition of the coin plays a critical role in determining its value. As with all collectible coins, the closer a coin is to its original, pristine condition, the more valuable it becomes. Pennies that have been heavily circulated and show signs of wear and tear are not as valuable as those in mint or near mint condition. Some 1999 pennies, if they were well preserved and free from scratches, discoloration, or other signs of age, can be worth far more than their face value, even without any minting errors. So, what does this mean for collectors? Well, it means that there is a significant opportunity for those who are willing to dive into the world of coin collecting. The 1999 penny, despite being a common coin, holds the potential for incredible value, especially when you consider the rarity of minting errors and the demand for well-preserved examples. Now, for the big reveal, the current value of the 1999 penny with certain errors, especially the double die varieties, can be staggering. Some of these coins have sold for as much as $120,000 at auction. Yes, a single penny, originally worth just 1 cent, can fetch up to $120,000 due to its rarity and the story it tells. Imagine that, a coin worth 1 cent, transformed into a rare collectible worth a small fortune. It's a reminder that numismatics, or coin collecting, is a world full of hidden treasures. Coins that seem like ordinary currency can, with the right circumstances, become highly sought-after artifacts. For collectors, the 1999 penny represents a perfect example of the fascinating world of coins. The combination of history, design, minting errors, and rarity make it an enduring symbol of both American heritage and the excitement of coin collecting. So, the next time you come across a 1999 penny, don't just toss it aside. Take a moment to examine it closely. Is it in perfect condition? Does it feature a minting error? If so, you could be holding a rare piece of history that's worth far more than just 1 cent. It's 2001, and the world is adjusting to a new millennium. The events of September 11th have changed the world in ways we could never have anticipated, marking a pivotal moment in history. Yet, as the world shifts dramatically in its global landscape, there are certain things that remain constant, like the familiar, small, everyday items we rely on, such as the U.S. penny. Though it's often overlooked in the hustle and bustle of daily life, the penny holds a story in every minting year, a story of craftsmanship, design, and history. In 2001, the penny, the humble 1-cent coin, would take its place in the long-running tradition of American numismatics, and over time, this seemingly small coin would come to represent something far larger. In the grand scheme of U.S. currency, the penny isn't often the star of the show. Yet, the 2001 penny would go on to find its own place in the hearts of collectors. To understand why, let's take a step back and look at the history and design of the penny. The U.S. penny has been a cornerstone of American currency since its creation in the late 18th century. Over time, the design of the penny has undergone various changes, with the most iconic being Abraham Lincoln's face appearing on the obverse of the coin. President Lincoln's image was first introduced in 1909 to mark the 100th anniversary of his birth, and it's been there ever since, making the penny not just a piece of currency, but also a reminder of one of America's greatest presidents. But the 2001 penny wasn't simply a continuation of the familiar Lincoln design. It was a part of a larger change happening within the U.S. Mint's coinage. By 2001, the Mint had been producing the Lincoln penny for nearly a century, and in keeping with a long tradition, the coin continued to feature Lincoln's portrait on the obverse. However, the reverse of the penny saw a significant design change in 2001, marking a unique chapter in the penny's history. For over 90 years, the reverse of the Lincoln penny depicted the simple design of a wheat stalk, a motif that had been used since 1909. The design, known as the wheat reverse, had been a constant through several decades of American history. But in 1959, the U.S. Mint decided it was time to update the reverse design, introducing the iconic Lincoln Memorial as a tribute to President Lincoln's legacy. The new design, which would last for decades, depicted the memorial's column structure on the reverse side of the penny. It was a design that would remain in circulation for nearly half a century, but 2001 marked a turning point in the history of the penny. The U.S. Mint unveiled a new reverse design to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln penny. For this special occasion, the design was updated to feature a depiction of the Union Shield, with a banner across the top reading De Pluribus Unum, meaning, out of many, one. This design, which would eventually become the permanent reverse design for the penny, symbolized unity, strength, and the enduring spirit of America. The shield design debuted in 2001 and was a departure from the Lincoln Memorial reverse, but it still paid homage to the nation's ideals. The simplicity of the shield was meant to evoke a sense of security and patriotism, qualities that were particularly poignant in the aftermath of 9/11. It's a fitting design for a coin that has been a part of American daily life for over 2 centuries. Now, let's take a look at the minting details of the 2001 penny. The coin continued to be produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with millions of coins struck at each location. Like most modern pennies, the 2001 version was made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, giving the coin its familiar copper-plated appearance. Despite the sheer volume of pennies produced, some 2001 pennies would stand out in the world of coin collecting. While most coins from this year were indistinguishable from one another, the meticulous process of minting coins ensures that some will be more highly prized by collectors than others. Coins with unique qualities, such as errors in their design, minting flaws, or coins in exceptionally pristine condition, often attract attention in the numismatic community. A key aspect that drives the value of certain 2001 pennies is their condition. Coins that are in near mint or mint condition are far rarer than those that have been heavily circulated, and as a result, they tend to command higher prices. A 2001 penny in flawless condition is highly sought after by collectors looking for the finest examples to add to their collections. Coins with little to no signs of wear and tear, those with crisp, sharp details and clear minting, can fetch a premium, but it's not just condition that makes the 2001 penny interesting to collectors. Minting errors are another key factor that can elevate the value of a coin. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the coin's production, whether it's a misalignment, a double strike, or even an incorrect die. These errors can make a coin far more valuable to collectors, as they are considered rare anomalies. One of the most intriguing errors that can be found on a 2001 penny is the wide AM variety. The design of the penny includes the letters AM in the word America on the reverse side. On some coins, these letters are struck with extra space between them, creating a noticeable gap. This is a highly sought-after error, and collectors are always on the lookout for such coins. The 2001 wide AM penny is one of those rarities that can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into something extraordinary. But why do errors like this matter so much? The reason is simple: rarity. In the world of coin collecting, rarity equals value. Errors, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, make a coin stand out from the rest, and when they are discovered, collectors are willing to pay a premium to add them to their collections. The 2001 wide AM penny is a perfect example of how a seemingly small detail can make a huge difference in the value of a coin. So, what's the big deal about a 2001 penny? As it turns out, this seemingly ordinary coin can be worth far more than its face value. While most 2001 pennies are worth just 1 cent, those with certain errors, such as the wide AM variety, or those in pristine condition, can fetch staggering sums at auction. The most exciting part: a particularly rare 2001 penny, with a wide AM error or in mint condition, has been known to sell for as much as $115,000 at auction. Yes, a coin worth just 1 cent can, under the right circumstances, be sold for over $100,000. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket that's worth $115,000, something that would have seemed impossible just moments ago. It's a reminder that numismatics, or coin collecting, can turn even the most ordinary objects into extraordinary treasures. The story of the 2001 penny serves as a testament to the enduring value of coins in American history. While the penny may seem like a small and unimportant piece of currency, it holds within it the power to represent history, craftsmanship, and, for the lucky few, the potential to be worth a small fortune. So, the next time you find a 2001 penny, take a moment to examine it. You never know, it might just be a coin worth more than you could ever imagine. It's 2005, and the world is buzzing with change. The early 2000s are defined by rapid technological advancements, globalization, and, of course, the ever-present evolution of money. Everywhere we look, new trends are taking shape, whether it's in the world of business, technology, or even in the way we spend and interact with currency. Yet, amid all this technological advancement, some things remain unchanged. One of those things? The iconic American penny. The penny may be the smallest denomination in U.S. currency, but it carries with it a wealth of history and significance. And the 2005 U.S. 1-cent penny? Well, it's one of those coins that might seem simple on the surface but holds a far more intricate story than meets the eye. Let's take a deep dive into the 2005 penny, the penny that marked a key point in the history of American coinage and became something much more than just pocket change. The story of the penny began all the way back in 1793 when the U.S. Mint first produced the very first cent. Since then, the penny has gone through numerous design changes, with some of the most iconic designs being tied to key moments in American history. By 1909, the penny's most famous face, Abraham Lincoln, was introduced. This simple yet powerful design has graced the penny ever since. But by 2005, the U.S. Mint was on the verge of ushering in a new phase in penny design that would add layers of history, symbolism, and even rarity to an already beloved coin. The 2005 penny was part of a larger effort to celebrate the centennial anniversary of the Lincoln penny. For decades, the obverse of the penny had featured the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, and his image was as ingrained in the nation's coinage as anything could be. But in 2005, the U.S. Mint decided to commemorate this special anniversary with a series of new reverse designs that would honor Lincoln's life, legacy, and journey. Over the course of this year, the reverse of the penny would undergo a transformation, reflecting Lincoln's most important moments, from his humble beginnings in the American frontier to his leadership in the Civil War. The first design released in 2005 showed a log cabin, the structure that marked Lincoln's birth in a one-room log cabin in Kentucky. This design paid homage to Lincoln's modest beginnings, symbolizing a story of rising from humble roots to becoming one of the most revered presidents in American history. It was a simple yet powerful design, evoking the image of Lincoln's early years and the struggles he overcame. This birthplace penny design was released in early 2005 and quickly made its way into circulation. For collectors, this was a coin unlike any other. It wasn't just a penny, it was a piece of history, a reflection of the values that Lincoln embodied, and a testament to his legacy. However, the story didn't end there. The U.S. Mint had more planned for the year 2005. Later in 2005, the Mint released two additional reverse designs. One of these designs featured a symbolic image of Lincoln reading, while another showcased a depiction of the Lincoln Memorial. Each design represented a different chapter of Lincoln's life, from his time as a self-educated lawyer to his role as the leader of a nation during its most trying period. The new designs were met with excitement by collectors, as they were the first new reverse designs for the penny in decades. But while these new designs captured the imagination of coin enthusiasts and collectors alike, they also contributed to the rising value of the 2005 penny. The changes to the reverse design sparked renewed interest in the penny, as collectors sought out the various types of 2005 pennies, eager to find one with a particular design, or perhaps even one with a minting error. Now, let's take a step back and examine the minting details of the 2005 penny. Like most pennies produced in the late 20th and early 21st centuries, the 2005 1-cent coin was composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. This composition helped reduce the cost of minting the coin while maintaining the familiar appearance of the penny. The U.S. Mint produced billions of 2005 pennies, struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, yet, despite the large number of coins minted, there were some notable variations that set certain 2005 pennies apart from others. One of the key factors in determining a coin's value is its condition. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition are always worth more than those that have been heavily circulated. A well-preserved 2005 penny with sharp details, bright luster, and no signs of wear can easily command a premium price, especially when it's paired with one of the special reverse designs from the Lincoln Bicentennial series. However, it's not just the coin's condition that affects its value, it's also the presence of certain minting errors. Over the years, the U.S. Mint has produced coins with various errors, whether it's a misaligned die, a double strike, or a wrong planchet. These errors can make a coin highly desirable and rare, and as a result, they're often worth far more than their face value. The 2005 penny is no exception to this rule. For example, certain 2005 pennies, particularly those struck at the Denver Mint, were found with noticeable minting errors. Some coins featured double strikes, where the design was stamped twice, leading to a blurry and overlapping image. These double-strike pennies quickly gained attention from collectors, who were eager to add such rare errors to their collections. There was also the potential for a misaligned die error on the 2005 pennies, which happens when the die that strikes the coin is not properly aligned, resulting in a coin with an off-center image. These errors, while less common, are highly prized by collectors for their uniqueness. The rarity of these errors, coupled with the historical significance of the 2005 penny, means that some 2005 pennies, particularly those with error types, have been known to fetch impressive prices at auction.so. How much is a 2005 penny worth? Well, for most of us, a 2005 penny might be worth just 1 cent, after all, that's its face value. However, the reality is that some 2005 pennies have sold for remarkable sums at auction. In particular, well-preserved specimens in excellent condition or those with minting errors can sell for hundreds, even thousands of dollars, but the real big-ticket coins, the ones that make collectors' eyes widen in excitement, are the rare 2005 pennies with significant minting errors or those that have been preserved in mint condition. At auction, certain 2005 pennies have fetched as much as $108,000. That's right, $108,000 for a coin that originally had a value of just 1 cent. The value of a 2005 penny, particularly one with a rare error, can vary depending on the type of error, its condition, and its rarity. Whether it's a double strike, a misaligned die, or simply a well-preserved coin, there's no denying that the 2005 penny has become an exciting and sought-after piece in the world of numismatics. In fact, the rarity of certain 2005 pennies, paired with their rich historical significance, makes them a coveted item for collectors and investors alike. The journey of the 2005 penny is a testament to the power of American coinage, a simple, everyday object transformed into a rare, valuable collectible through history, design, and the pursuit of excellence. So, the next time you find a 2005 penny in your pocket, take a moment to consider its potential. It might just be more valuable than you think. The story of money is rich, deeply woven into the fabric of history. Some coins are destined to change the world. Others are destined to sit in our pockets, casually spent, without a second thought. But then, there are the hidden gems, the coins that, years down the line, turn out to be far more than just currency. In this video, we're diving deep into one such hidden gem, the 2018 USA 1-cent penny. Now, you might be wondering, a penny? Really? It's true, the penny isn't usually the first coin that comes to mind when we think of rare or valuable collectibles. But for coin enthusiasts and collectors, even a humble penny can hold immense value. The 2018 penny, which might seem like just another coin in circulation, carries with it a story of design evolution, historical context, and, most interestingly, a surprising collector appeal that has elevated its value to an incredible sum. Let's start with the basics. What is the 2018 penny? Like every year's coin, it's made with a set of distinguishing features, a unique design, and an unmistakable connection to America's past. The U.S. penny, or 1-cent coin, has been a cornerstone of American currency since 1793. Its design has gone through multiple transformations, but one thing has remained constant: the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front, of the coin. The 2018 penny was part of an ongoing series that featured Lincoln's portrait, a design that has been in place for over a century. But it's important to note that the 2018 penny didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It was the result of hundreds of years of U.S. mint history, technological advancements, and even some controversy around the penny's future. Over the years, the penny's design has evolved in ways that reflect not just the country's changing political landscape, but also the nation's values, ideas, and technological innovations. By 2018, the penny had undergone subtle adjustments to its appearance, from a shift in composition, to reduced costs, to slight tweaks in the engraving that make it feel fresh for new generations. While many of us may overlook the penny in our daily transactions, for collectors, each change to the design is significant. The 2018 penny features the classic image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, on the front. However, the reverse of the coin, the back side, still shows the Lincoln Memorial, a familiar image that was first introduced in 1959. For many, This is the visual cue that connects the penny to American heritage, with the memorial standing as a symbol of Lincoln's legacy and the nation's unity in times of struggle. But what really sets the 2018 penny apart from other years? Well, for one, its condition, its rarity, and the way it was produced. Most pennies are mass-produced, and their value tends to hover around the 1 cent mark. However, certain editions, especially those that were part of limited runs, mint errors, or certain unique production circumstances, have a much higher collector appeal. And it's these pennies that often find their way into the spotlight of coin auctions and numismatic circles. The 2018 penny, like many years before it, was struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The coin's composition was still the same as prior years, a zinc core with a copper plating, creating that familiar reddish-brown finish that many of us recognize. With billions of pennies minted each year, it's safe to say that the 2018 penny was, at first glance, just another coin to add to your pocket change. However, as collectors began to examine these pennies more closely, something intriguing started to happen. A few pennies stood out from the crowd. They were pristine, untouched, in perfect uncirculated condition. These coins, those that had remained in their pristine state, caught the eye of collectors. There's something about holding a coin that looks as though it just came out of the U.S. Mint, untouched by time and wear, that gives it added value. The condition of the coin is one of the most important factors that can affect its value. Most pennies that are circulated regularly wear down quickly due to constant friction. But uncirculated pennies, those that were either kept safe in rolls or never made it into general circulation, are much rarer. The 2018 penny, particularly in mint condition examples, began to emerge as one of those rare finds. And it wasn't just the mint state pennies that were becoming desirable. As it turns out, 2018 also marked the occurrence of several minting errors that further contributed to the appeal of the coin. You see, the U.S. Mint is a large, industrial operation, and from time to time, errors do occur. These minting errors can involve misstrikes, double strikes, or even coins that were struck off-center. When these errors happen, it often leads to a coin being much more valuable than its intended counterpart. For the 2018 penny, several minting errors were discovered: coins with the image of Lincoln's face misaligned or coins with multiple strikes. These errors are much rarer than standard pennies and naturally draw the attention of collectors looking to complete their collections with rare, unique pieces. And while some may think that errors like these are just quirky mistakes, they're a key factor in what makes a coin like the 2018 penny so highly valued in numismatic circles. A coin with a misaligned strike can fetch thousands of dollars more than its regular, perfect counterpart. So, while most 2018 pennies might only fetch a few cents, those with minting errors, especially those in good condition, could be worth much, much more. But the value of the 2018 penny isn't just about condition or errors. There's a certain charm that comes with owning a coin that has historical significance. The penny, as a symbol of everyday life in America, holds a kind of nostalgia for many people. Whether it's remembering a childhood where pennies were part of every transaction, or reflecting on the larger historical weight carried by Lincoln's image, owning a 2018 penny can be a connection to something much greater than its physical properties. And now we come to the most exciting part, the big reveal. Despite its humble appearance and its commonplace role in daily transactions, the 2018 penny has become one of those coins that some collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. We've seen coins like the 1909 SVDB penny or the 1943 copper penny set auction records, but the 2018 penny has had its own fair share of notable sales. Through careful searching, high-grade specimens, and those sought-after minting errors, a 2018 penny can be worth a shocking $92,000. That's right, $92,000 for a penny. Of course, this value is reserved for the most pristine, error-free, or unique versions of the coin. But for collectors and enthusiasts, this price tag represents the thrill of finding a rare, historically significant treasure where no one thought to look. Now, think about that the next time you find a penny lying around. It might be just another small coin in your pocket, but it could also be a rare find. The 2018 penny, with its intriguing design, subtle minting errors, and growing collector interest, is a great reminder that in the world of numismatics, there's always more to a coin than meets the eye.